I want to clarify some of the nomenclature. Specifically, I want to show you there are 4 different ways to insert the right needle into the next stitch on the left needle. The one you probably learned right away is Knitwise, which is front to back and left to right, sort of with the needles parallel, so it looks like that. And then, of course, you also, very early on, likely learned purlwise, which is the opposite of Knitwise. So purlwise is going to be back to front and right to left, so that's going to look sort of like this. So you have Knitwise and purlwise. Once you learned how to increase and decrease, you likely learned knit 2 together, decrease to lean to the right, and slip, slip, knit, decrease to lean to the left. And it's when you learned that left leaning decrease that you probably discovered there is something called knitting through the back of the loop. And it's sort of a cross between Knitwise, because it's front to back, and purlwise, because it's right to left, and it looks like this. Now I want to make it clear there are a couple reasons for knitting into the back of the loop. If you have a western mounted stitch, you can knit into the back of the loop to twist it to create a textured Bavarian stitch. If, however, you have slipped the stitch knitwise to make it face east, which is what you do on a slip slip knit, then knitting into the back of the loop is just keeping it open. But you notice in either case the relationship of the needles to each other remains the same. So the needle positions still look the same, even if I change the stitch mount. By this point you may have guessed that the 4th position that you may not be aware of, this one's probably the least common, is the opposite of knit through the back of the loop, and that would be purl up through the back of the loop. And so that is back to front and left to right. It is, yes, a little awkward to execute. Let me see if I can do it here. It is that. Purl up through the back of the loop. So if you are reading a pattern that I have written and you see knitwise, purlwise, through the back of the loop, or up through the back of the loop, that's what those terms mean.